Hello students, welcome to SGC online classes. This is lecture number 11 in principles of inheritance and variation. In the previous class, I was telling you about the dihybrid cross and how chromosomes are compared with genes, or the parallelism between genes and chromosomes that we were discussing in the previous class. Sutton and Boveri, they proposed one concept called chromosomal theory of inheritance. According to them, they So according to Sutton and Boveri, there is a parallelism between genes and chromosomes. This is an important question with reference to 3 marks also. Boveri and Sutton combined or amalgamated the idea of genes of Mendel with that of meiosis and mitosis chromosomes. Here, genes also occur in pairs and chromosomes also occur in pairs. You may recall that point. Chromosomes occur in the homologous condition like that. Genes occur as paternal allele and maternal allele. Genes also undergo segregation. That is why we are able to get a 3:1 ratio in the F2 hybrid of monohybrid cross. Chromosomes also undergo segregation, that is during the anaphase 1. Anaphase 1, the homologous chromosomes separate, centromere does not divide, we have seen that. After segregation, during fertilization, the alleles of two different characters will assort independently. So, there is independent assortment also among the genes. That independent assortment we could observe in the case of dihybrid cross, trihybrid cross and so on. In these cases, in independent assortment, we are getting recombinant varieties. That is possible due to this factor, this phenomenon called independent assortment. Similarly, in meiosis, study of meiosis also, we have seen that chromosomes undergo independent assortment also. How means we have seen that two paternals can go one side and two maternals can come another side. That is one possibility. There is another possibility of behavior of chromosomes. That is one paternal and one, for example, first paternal and second maternal can coincide. Second paternal and first maternal can come another side. So both the possibilities are there with reference to independent assortment. Just to remember this point, these are the 3 important comparisons which we can do between genes and chromosomes. Of course, Mendel could not use the word, he did not use the word genes at all, but he used the word factors, and he could not tell about existence of that factor or whereabouts of that factor, he could not tell. But later Sutton and Boveri proved that factors are nothing but genes. Those genes can occur in allelic pairs also. They can segregate independent everything. They compared it with the behavior of chromosomes. Based on this, we come to an idea that genes are located on chromosomes. So where are they located? Where are they existing? They are existing on the chromosomes. That is the idea given by chromosomal theory of inheritance. Who proposed the chromosomal theory of inheritance means Sutton and Boveri. Around the year 1902, like that, they proposed this idea. Okay, remember. Let us come to another point. After understanding that cell biology has some relation with genetics, and chromosomal behavior and genes are seeming to be identical. Several experiments have been started based on genetics. In around 1911, like that, one of the important scientists, namely T.H. Morgan, who is called Thomas Hunt Morgan, he is called. Thomas Hunt Morgan, or otherwise T.H. Morgan, he did some experiment in the case of Drosophila. An insect called Drosophila was used by T.H. Morgan, and he proposed some further ideas about dihybrid inheritance and other characters. Here, T.H. Morgan is considered as father of experimental genetics also. T.H. Morgan is considered as a father of experimental genetics, or otherwise he is also known as father of modern genetics, we are telling. While Mendel used pea plant, Pisum sativum, for his experiment, T.H. Morgan used Drosophila melanogaster for his experiment as his experimental tool. What is this Drosophila melanogaster? About this, a 2-mark question can be asked in board examination. Drosophila melanogaster. Remember, it is an insect actually. He did not do the experiment in plant, he did it in insect. This animal or insect, Drosophila melanogaster. You know, insect means it belongs to the class Insecta, phylum Arthropoda, like that. Commonly, this Drosophila is otherwise known as fruit fly, we are telling. It is commonly called as fruit fly. Yeah, when we keep some fruit which is rotten or exposed to air means, some small flies, minute flies will come and attach to it or feed upon them. Those flies are called as fruit fly, we are telling, which is biologically known as Drosophila melanogaster. This Drosophila melanogaster is considered as Cinderella of genetics also by majority of the geneticists or scientists. So Cinderella of genetics. That means it is the most sought after insect by the scientist. Scientists who want to perform genetical experiments preferred this Drosophila melanogaster for their experimental purpose. Why so much importance is given for Drosophila? Why is it important in genetical experiment? What is the significance of Drosophila melanogaster as an experimental tool for genetics? That is the point we are going to discuss here for 2 marks. Remember, this Drosophila melanogaster has got easy to culture actually. It can be cultured easily in the laboratory medium. With a simple nutrient and other things, they can be easily cultured in the laboratory. So it is easy to culture in the lab actually. Second point, second reason why do we prefer fruit fly for genetical experiment means, these fruit fly or Drosophila melanogaster have got simple lifespan also, or otherwise they have got a short lifespan actually. Short lifespan means hardly some 2 weeks enough, they will produce next generation. Within 2 weeks of time, they are able to complete their life cycle and produce the offspring. At the maximum, a female can live for 4 weeks like that. During that 2 weeks or 4 weeks of time, daily they produce eggs for about 30 to 50 number each day. So, production of gametes will be more by these organisms also. More gametes can be produced, are produced by the Drosophila melanogaster. That is one more reason why scientists prefer this as a favorable experimental tool. Now, apart from this more gametes, they have got this Drosophila melanogaster has got simple chromosomal number, chromosomal constituent they have got. Simple constituent of chromosome. So simple chromosomal constituent, that means they are having 2n condition as 8 number only. The diploid condition of Drosophila is just 8 chromosomes, remember. So 4 pairs it can be called. 4 homologous or these pairs of chromosomes are present, or 2n condition is 8. So it is easy to observe the movement of those chromosomes during meiosis, how they behave, what is the genes they carry, everything can be easily observed, because the number of chromosomes in a nucleus, in a diploid nucleus, will be just how much? 8 or 4 pairs we can say. Suppose if you want to study higher animals, maybe human beings like that, means we have to concentrate on 46 chromosomes. But here, concentrating on 8 chromosomes and studying about their behavior, everything becomes easy. So that chromosomal constituent is very simple in the case of Drosophila melanogaster. Similarly, in Drosophila melanogaster also, we could come across distinct phenotypical characters for study. They are exhibiting distinct phenotypical characters also. In a population of Drosophila, if you observe, means clear-cut difference, distinction between their eye color, body color, wing nature, and even sex, male and female difference, everything could be identified phenotypically. Very distinct isolation, distinct identification of character is possible in the case of Drosophila melanogaster. Because of all these conditions, Drosophila melanogaster has become a very important experimental tool in genetic laboratory. Very simple to culture in laboratory. If you provide some sugar solution or fruit juice like that or fruits like that, they could feed upon them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks like that. So it is easy to culture, less expensive to culture in the laboratory medium. They have got a short lifespan. Within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they are able to produce next generation, so that you can understand the pattern of inheritance very easily. They are able to produce more gametes also, especially females could produce more number of eggs during their lifetime. And a simple chromosomal constituent, diploid condition of Drosophila is just 8 only, or 4 pairs of chromosomes. Now distinct phenotypic characters are also possible, which can be easily observed under normal microscopes also. So the difference between the wings of 2 different phenotypes, or difference between the eye color, body color, male and female characters can be easily observed among the Drosophila melanogaster. Now listen, this can be a 3-mark question or 2-mark questions frequently asked in board examination. Why Drosophila melanogaster is a preferred experimental tool for genetics? Same thing we have seen for Pisum sativum also. How Pisum sativum has become a good experiment? Why Mendel selected Pisum sativum? That is one question. Why Morgan selected Drosophila? Not only Morgan, his contemporaries and others, followers also selected Drosophila mainly. So these are the reasons why Morgan selected Drosophila melanogaster for his experiments. Now let us come to one point with relation to Drosophila. If you observe that 2n condition of chromosomes in the Drosophila, I told you it has got 4 pairs of chromosomes, or 8 number of chromosomes are present. Remember, these 4 pairs are not, all of them are not existing in homologous condition. Imagine this is the first pair of chromosome, we can say. For this diploid condition, this is first paternal, first maternal, let us say here. It may have some genes on it, okay. This is the second pair of chromosome. Second paternal, second maternal of this offspring, we can say. So that is a second pair of chromosome. Third pair of chromosome is like this. Third paternal, third maternal, we can say. But fourth pair, if you see, means the fourth pair is not homologous pair. Fourth pair is slightly different actually. It will be having one large chromosome, namely, what is that? Let us see about it name later. One long chromosome and one small or shorter chromosome like this. So when they are different in the what is that morphology, they are named as X and Y chromosome separately. They are not considered as the fourth paternal, fourth maternal. Of course, they are fourth paternal, fourth maternal only. But since because of the morphology, they are differentiated as X and Y chromosome. Now remember, depending upon this fourth pair, difference of male and female in the Drosophila can be easily identified. For example, a male Drosophila, if you take, means it will have 3 pairs of normal chromosome and 1 pair of X and Y chromosome. That is the chromosomal constituent of male Drosophila. Remember, male Drosophila has got 3 pairs of normal somatic chromosome and 1 pair of X and Y chromosome called sex chromosome. These 3 pairs are called autosomes, we are telling. Autosomes are determining somatic characters. Remember, somatic characters mean bodily characters like that. And these 1 pair, last 1 pair can be called as allosome, we are telling. In some books, allosomes are given first, autosomes are given later. Whatever it is, 3 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of allosomes are present in what? Drosophila melanogaster. If that last pair of chromosome or allosome contains X and Y, then it will be a male Drosophila. What about female Drosophila? Means a female Drosophila will also have first pair, second pair and third pair of these autosomes. Here also 3 pairs of autosomes are present. But fourth pair, if you see, means both of them will be X chromosome only. So this is first pair, second pair, third pair. 3 pairs of autosomes are present here also and 1 pair of allosomes are present. If these allosomes are similar, both are XX type means, then it will be called as a female Drosophila. So what is the constituent of female Drosophila? Female Drosophila will be having 3 pairs of autosomes and 2 X chromosomes in it. 3 autosomes and 2 X chromosomes. I need not write 3 plus 3 here. 3 autosomal pair. What about male constituent? 3 autosomes plus XY condition will be called as male, we can say. So male Drosophila has got X and Y allosomes. Female Drosophila has got X and X allosomes actually. This is the chromosomal constituent which you have to understand properly so that it will be helpful to listen to the next idea called linkage and recombination. I am going to explain about linkage and recombination now. Now so far I told you the parallelism between gene and chromosome proposed by Sutton and Boveri. Then we have seen about Thomas Hunt Morgan, who is considered as the father of experimental genetics or father of modern genetics. In 1911 to some period, he contributed some ideas with, in the case of genetics. And what is the experimental tool used by Morgan means it is Drosophila melanogaster. What is Drosophila melanogaster? It is fruit fly, commonly called. It belongs to Diptera and class Insecta. Okay, order Diptera, class Insecta. This fruit fly is adjective, as an adjective, it is called a Cinderella of genetics, we can say. Why fruit flies are preferred for genetical experiment? I gave you some 5 reasons which may be useful for board examination. Then I explained you the difference between male Drosophila and female Drosophila with reference to their allosomes. Please remember, if allosomes are X and Y, it is male. If allosomes are X and X, it will be a female. That is the point we have to remember. Detailed sex determination we will see in the later classes. Now a basic idea about Drosophila you have understood. Let us see what Morgan did in Drosophila. Okay, what a kind of experiments were performed by Morgan in Drosophila, we are going to discuss. Meanwhile, I will give you half a minute just to make note of these points. Okay, students, you might have observed about Morgan's study here. Let us continue further about Morgan's experiment in Drosophila melanogaster. Remember, T.H. Morgan performed a dihybrid cross with reference to Drosophila, or dihybrid cross in Drosophila, just like Mendel did in pea plant. What characters were taken by Morgan in Drosophila? Let us take it. To a dihybrid cross he performed, I told you. Dihybrid cross means it is the cross between two individuals with reference to two characters. What are the two characters selected by Morgan? Let us imagine the first character he selected was body color. Body color of Drosophila is taken as one of the study for experimental character here. Another character selected by Morgan is eye color in Drosophila he selected. These are basic point. Try to listen carefully. Body color and eye color were the two characters studied by Mendel. In body color, when he performed monohybrid cross, first he performed monohybrid cross with reference to one character. At that time, he came across two variants or two traits in the body color. How in Pisum sativum we came across round and wrinkled, just like shape of the seed. Similarly here, for body color, he came across two variants. Some of the Drosophila were yellow-bodied individual. Their body was appearing yellowish in color. And other Drosophila, they were appearing brown in color. So some are brown-bodied individual and some are yellow-bodied individual, remember. When Morgan performed a monohybrid cross, he found that brown is dominant character. Listen to this point carefully. In monohybrid cross, brown became dominant, whereas yellow is the recessive character he studied. What is dominant recessive? In F1 generation, if you do brown and yellow cross, in F1 generation, brown will appear. Yellow will be suppressed. That is called a dominant character. Yellow is the recessive character. When we come to eye color, there are also two varieties, two variants with reference to eye color. Some of the Drosophila were having white eye in them, and some others are having red eye always. So always their eyes will be red in color, as if they are in angry. Okay, they are red-eyed individual. Some are white-eyed individuals. When monohybrid cross was performed between white and red eye color, Morgan found that red is dominant over white. So red became dominant and white is recessive. Remember, what is the meaning I am telling here? The white did not appear in the F1 generation. Of course, in the F2 generation, it has become 3:1 like that. But in F1 generation, white did not appear. Red was the dominant. With reference to body color, who is dominant? Brown is dominant, yellow is dominant. Yellow is recessive. Please remember, 4 colors I am talking: brown, red, yellow, white, like that. Don't get confused with these colors. Yellow and brown are body color, whereas white and red are eye colors. Remember. Now let us come to the experiment performed by T.H. Morgan by using these 2 characters in a Drosophila melanogaster. Now remember, just I will give you the outline. Later I will explain the phenomenon here. What Morgan did means, he took one yellow-bodied, white-eyed female, and he crossed it with, listen to this point carefully, he crossed it with brown-bodied, red-eyed individual or red-eyed male. He crossed actually. Female was having yellow body, white eye color. Male was having brown body, red eye color. What is the meaning? Male is double dominant, brown and red, double dominant. Female is yellow and white, double recessive. When he performed the cross between them, these are the parents. Imagine, these are the parents. What is the F1 generation he got means? He got both characters, both alleles, all the 4 types of alleles, all the 4 types of traits in the offspring. For example, for that is, brown, red females were produced in the F1 generation, and males were yellow, white males were produced in the F1 generation. Try to understand this point. I am talking about F1 generation. Okay, in F1 generation what happened means, all the females produced were brown red. All the males produced have become yellow white. Do you get this point? First we took a yellow white female and brown red male, but in the F1 generation, females have become brown red, males have become yellow white. What is brown red? With reference to body color, it is brown. With reference to eye color, it is red. With reference to body color, it is yellow. This is white. Okay. Now, he made them only as the parent for F2 generation. F1 offspring have become the parents for F2 generation. So, for F2 generation, he crossed them. Brown red and yellow white were crossed. Try to understand this point, very important point. One idea I will tell you here based on this cross. In the F2 generation, what are the offsprings obtained by T.H. Morgan means? In the F2 generation, he got yellow, white, female. Similarly, brown, red, male. Yellow, white female, brown, red female. Okay. Yellow, white male and brown, red male also he got. All the 4 types are produced. Okay. Otherwise, 2 females are yellow, white, brown, red. Males are also yellow, white, brown, red. If you make a ratio with reference to color means, I can say yellow, white and brown, red are 2:2. Forget about sex of the individual. One yellow, white, another yellow, white. So 2, one brown, red, another brown, red, 2. That can be written as 1:1 ratio. Remember, analyze this ratio. You must understand that there are some key points with reference to this Drosophila dihybrid cross. You can understand one point here. They did not produce 9:3:3:1 ratio. Do you get this point? In Pisum sativum, Mendel got 9331 as a phenotypic condition. But here, it is not 9:3:3:1, it is simply 1:1 ratio. Try to get this point. Hardly 1:1 ratio only after yellow, white and brown, right? What is another understanding we have to get from this cross means? Please check, anywhere in this cross, either in the F1 generation or in the F2 generation, there is no appearance of recombinant varieties. There are no recombinants. Please understand, in Pisum sativum, recombinants were produced. You got a round green and a wrinkled yellow there. Here there is no yellow red, brown white. Did we get here? Yellow red is not possible, brown white is not possible. Only all are parental type only. Whatever I took yellow white, brown red, that only appeared here also. Now these are the two major questions which have to be answered by T.H. Morgan. When Morgan performed the same dihybrid cross in Drosophila melanogaster, he did not get 9331 in the F2 generation, 1 point. Second point is he did not get recombinant varieties. Even third point you can remember here is in F1 generation, offsprings were not brown red. If all of them are brown red, please listen, if all of them are brown red, I could have told that a dominant has reappeared in the F1 generation, law of dominance operated. But you are getting yellow white also in the F1 generation. So dominance, something is happening to dominance, and there is no question of dominant, no question of recombinant, and no question of 9:3:3:1. How to answer these three questions? How to answer these three deviations? That is the work done by T.H. Morgan in the beginning. I hope you got this point. In F1 generation, we get both brown red and yellow white, not only brown red. If only brown red have been formed, you say compare this with the Pisum sativum. All the F1 offsprings were round yellow only. There was no green, the round wrinkled round green was not there. But here you are getting both parental combination appear in the F1 generation. There only dominant character appeared. Here dominant also, double recessive also appears. Then you are getting this one. 1:1 ratio is obtained. Here this one. Morgan analyzed this deviation. He came to some conclusions. He proposed some idea. What is that means? Listen to me. He told that he performed intercross. Intercross was performed by Morgan, which is also known as reciprocal cross, we can say. Remember, so far we have seen monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, incomplete dominance, codominance, test cross, like that various crosses we have seen. We know about various ratios also, but we have not heard about intercross and reciprocal cross. What is intercross or reciprocal cross? Intercross or reciprocal cross. What is that intercross means? If you change the sex of the parent, result obtained are different. Try to get this point. When we cross yellow-white female with brown-red male, what is the offspring you got? Brown-red and yellow-white appeared in this ratio. When the same thing, if you change the sex of the parent, do you get same ratio here? You are getting 4 offspring, where yellow-white female is there, brown-red male is there. Yellow-white male is there, brown-red female is there. So he came to a conclusion. When we change the sex of the parent, result also get changed. That means there must be some relation between the sex of the organism and these characters. Try to get this point. Sex of the organism are related to these characters. He came to a conclusion. these characters like body color and eye color has something to do with sex of the organism. What is meant by sex of the organism? Just now I told you. Female will have XX combination, male will have XY combination. That means Morgan came to a conclusion. These characters, the genes of these characters must be present on 6 chromosomes. He came to a conclusion. That is the best idea.